right, so it is a new year. The holiday season is done. The decorations are going to stay up for a little while still, but I feel good about it. Our holidays were really, really good. My family had a really nice Christmas. Excited to move on with a new year, fresh slate, new books to read, and all that. But now, it's now technically the 3rd of January. I finished the holiday gig today, Christmas gig. It was great. It's done. Feeling relieved. I am going to finish this book, My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I'm like 70% of the way through. I can finish soon. It's really, really good right now. I feel like I can keep the momentum going and finish soon. So that's what I'm doing. It's good. The main character's mother was just such a badass, and it made me so happy. I am so angry at so many of the adults in this book, and now at least her mother is not one of them. Her mother is cool, so that's good. But it's like, it's got like a fire going in my heart, which is propelling me forward in the book, which is good. I'm enjoying it a lot. And it's my first Grady Hendrix, so I'm glad that I like it because there's a lot of books there. I'm gonna finish this. Come hell or high water. Okay. Hello. Hot cocoa. They finished My Best Friend's Exorcism last night by Grady Hendrix, gave it 4 stars, really liked it. And now I don't know what I'm going to read next, and I need to choose a book. And I don't know what it's going to be, so I thought I would figure it out and talk you through my process. Yeah, it's lame. Let's hear it. You know what? And yeah, I'm on Goodreads. Okay, everything is on Goodreads, and it took me years. I haven't figured out how to be cool yet. My first book of the year is officially a book by Grady Hendrix, who is a white man. So maybe I will look for at least something written by a woman. Voice Like a Hyacinth, I think, is a Own Voices Queer by Mallory Pearson. An art student and her classmates, so close they have their own language and devoted to their craft, they'll do anything to keep their inspiration alive, even if it means naively resorting to the occult to unlock their creativity. Aftermath, things are changing, haunted, inexplicable. Got it. So it's horror, queer, so that could work. Although it does remind me a bit of the friend group in what I just read, My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I feel like I had something by Tananarive Due. Okay, I have The Between. Ooh, The Between is very short. From 95. 30 years after his grandmother sacrifices her life to save him, Hilton becomes alarmed when his prosecutor wife begins receiving racist hate mail and Hilton starts experiencing troublesome nightmares. Yeah, Tananarive Due. I just read The Good House by her, and boy, is it great. Lots of good reviews, it looks like. Banger debut. It was her debut. Oh, wow, interesting. 40 Acres. That's a thriller that I've had on here for a while. It has a 3.94. Oh, you know what I'm going to read? Do you know what I'm going to read? I think I know what I'm going to read. Finally, Salvage the Bones by Jesmyn Ward. I did read Sing Unburied Sing. Loved it and thought that the actual prose was just so beautiful. A hurricane is building over the Gulf of Mexico, threatening the coastal town of Bois Sauvage. I think I'm saying that right because I read another one of her books and it was... Or no, because I read this blurb before. A hurricane is building over the Gulf of Mexico, threatening the coastal town of... I looked this up. It's in my vlog.
Bois Sauvage.
Bois Sauvage. Oh, I'm not remembering.
Bois Sauvage.
As the 12 days that comprise the novel's framework yield to the final day and Hurricane Katrina, the unforgettable family at the novel's heart pulls itself up to struggle for another day. A wrenching look at the lonesome, brutal, and restrictive realities of rural poverty. Light and cheery. It's not a hopeful one. Okay. So maybe... Okay, now I'm nervous. I'm not afraid of reading things that are dark, but because it's the very beginning of the year. Yeah, so Murder, She Wrote... Dying to retire. Jessica Fletcher is in a Florida retirement community for the funeral of a dear old friend whose heart gave out. Only to discover that the woman's death from natural causes may have been artificially induced. They may as well not say anything at all. They should just say, it's murder, she wrote, a friend's funeral. Murder? Question mark. I do also want to get back into like sci-fi. There's too many books. There's too many books. I just remembered the 4th book in the Southern Reach trilogy by VanderMeer came out a couple months ago, Absolution, and I definitely want to read that because I loved that trilogy. So my list that I have come up with, in some order, I don't know which: Dying to Retire by Jessica Fletcher and Bain, Salvage the Bones by Jesmyn Ward, Voice Like a Hyacinth by Mallory Pearson, Absolution by VanderMeer, The Between by Tananarive Due, and When You Find Me by PJ Vernon. I think. So you know what? I'm going to start with Murder, She Wrote because I know that it'll start me off strong. They're always easy to read, obviously, and it's cheery and light, unlike what I have been told Salvage the Bones will be. And then I'll probably read that after that. So I think I've decided that I'm going to read Murder, She Wrote. Because of course I am. All right, time for bed. Philip, you want dinner? Okay, are you ready for food? Okay, come on, get food. That was fun. I think this camera angle is a little crooked, but that's just gonna have to be okay. I'm warm. I was just outside trimming these peppers, as you saw. These peppers right here, they're very pretty, actually. They are a tiny bit overripe. So when they turn, these are jalapenos. So when they turn red, they've been on the vine a little longer than they need to be. They're not bad, it doesn't really change them. Common practice is to trim them, cut them. Why can I never think of the phrase for this? Prune, cut, trim, take, harvest, whatever the words are. Anyway, to take them when they are dark green and have just started to turn a little bit shiny before they turn red. But if they do turn red, like this one has, it's fine. It's not like bad. Also, we learned that when making these peppers, growing these peppers, underwatering them makes them hotter. And if you water them more, they'll be a little bit less hot. But we never catch them before they turn red. I feel like the red is like the stoplight of saying like, okay, I'm ready now. Please take me off the vine. Off of the branch. I don't know words for plants. I started the Murder, She Wrote book last night. She's in Florida with Mort and his wife Maureen, who really her name should be Adele, because that's her name on the show. Oh, I think Adele like died. They wrote it in later. They retconned that she died because they didn't know her name was Adele. I think that's his ex-wife now, who is dead canonically. Anyway, I started the book and I read like 2-3 chapters. They're very short. So it's good. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's charming. It is easy to read. It's going fast. I will read more of that tonight. I'll probably stay up really late and read that. But I also am going to edit like a demon. So I'm going to take a shower, crack open a soda or something, have a salad, and then edit. Also, that just reminds me that everything I bought at Target is in the car still. But I didn't buy anything frozen, I don't think, so we should be good. So you ever go into Target and you have a list, and then you end up leaving Target with many things that were not on said list? Yeah, I do that too, and I tend to try really hard to make myself feel guilty about it. But the thing is, this time around, like, I worked so many extra hours this holiday season. I don't feel bad about it. Actually, it was really nice to buy, like, just, you know, a couple of lamps for my bookshelves and candles that are not holiday scented to have out after the holidays are over in the new year. Just to even have them like tucked away and ready to go is sort of like exciting. Yeah, so it's 4 in the morning, and I thought I was going to get a lot of reading done tonight, but I spent so many hours editing video for this vlog, actually, that now I need to go to sleep. I don't work early tomorrow, I work at noon, but it means I have to be up at 10, so I should go to sleep. Goodbye, or good night. Good morning. Good morning and good night. Okay, that's enough. Well, hello. So I just need to point out a couple of things. It's cold here for Orlando anyway. I just wanted to get one last look at the Christmas lights out here tonight because tomorrow is the 6th, which is Three Kings Day or Epiphany, depending on how you look at it. Traditionally, it's the day where you no longer need to have the lights up. Like, I guess the idea is that like the wise men need to be able to follow the star, and you have the lights up for that length of time, and once Epiphany comes is when they reach the baby, and you don't need the lights up anymore. At least that's what I think I understand to be true. And also, I'm sure HOA has rules that say they have to be down soon, so I just wanted to get one last look at the lights that I had to put up like 3 times. I'm happy with how they look. It's funny, we've had these 3 lights up here. 1, 2, 3. They don't want to be on. They keep going out. We replaced them once or twice and then gave up. Yes, your motorcycle is very cool. And there's a couple here that are out. But anyway, the maintenance is done because they come down tomorrow. And I'm just now realizing, trash night. Our trash desperately needs to go out. So I'm glad I saw that. Lights, Christmas lights. I really am happy with how they look. We didn't use multicolored lights on the old house. We used all white. And this was more whimsical. Goodbye, lights. Time marches on. Hello. So, life update. I have a day off coming up. I have 2 days off coming up, actually. And my goal, my plan for this first stretch of 2 days off was to get a lot done around the house, take down the Christmas decorations, and put them away, organize the garage and stuff. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that because my mother has fallen. She took a fall a couple days ago and is in the hospital. So she's going to be okay, but it was bad for a while. It's still kind of not great, but she's getting better, and she knows that, and we all know that. But we're just working through this rough patch. So my siblings and I are all sort of taking turns, shifts being at the hospital with her so that she's not alone. And it's nice to spend time with my mom. I just wish it wasn't in the hospital. So anyway, the decorations are staying up for another few days because there's no time. I'm going to be there all day, on my days off. And on some of my days not off. So I'll probably get a lot of reading done while I'm in the hospital. I am reading Murder, She Wrote, Dying to Retire, I think it's called. Also, I'm listening still to Marple 12 New Mysteries. Currently in the middle of a story by Ruth Ware that is actually one of my favorites so far, I think. I've only read 2 or 3, but it's one of the ones where I feel like the characters are the most intact. It feels more like Agatha Christie wrote it. They all have done a good job of that, but I feel like hers has so far been the best in that regard. I cannot wait to take down these decorations so that we can move along and move into the new year because the holidays were great, but they are also over. We'll get to that stuff, but just not for another few days. So hold, please. yes. Okay, so today is my first of 2 days off, and I have a simple task. Not an easy task, but a simple task. I need to take the Christmas decorations down. Not just the outside, that's done, but the inside decorations. There are decorations everywhere. And then put them away, and then try to find some way to put the garage back together because it is a disaster. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it as fast as I can, which means it's gonna take forever, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, here we go. We're gonna need some coffee for this. Pray for me. I'm not alone in this. I feel like taking down Christmas decorations or any kind of holiday decorations is, I mean, on the one hand, it's kind of sad, it's sort of bittersweet, but on the other hand, I find it really exciting just because it's so nice to then see your home like less cluttered. You can breathe a little bit. Holidays are fun, but they're like also a little bit like much and a little claustrophobic, so it's sort of therapeutic to put them away. And every year that I am taking down the decorations and putting them away, I think to myself that I'm gonna get them really well organized, better organized for the next year, so that putting them up will be easier. But then by the time I have them down, I'm so exhausted that, of course, I just end up shoving everything into a bin and walking away until the following November. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm in the final stretch. Take down the tree, take down the lights, and be done. Here we go. And that is that. Oh, all right. So, I did it. Wow, this house is so not festive, and I love it. God, putting up Christmas decorations and then taking them down, it's such a huge amount of work. Okay, wow. My body is so sore in so many weird ways. It's worth it. But every year I'm like, oh my God. This candle has lasted so long. I've been burning it like every single night since I got it in like mid to late November. But yeah, so all of the Christmas decorations other than this candle and these lights, which I'm gonna leave, I think, are down and put away. They're not put away correctly. The garage is a frickin' disaster. That's a project for another day. But they are away, they're not inside the house, they're in the garage on shelves, or at least very close to the shelves. So that's a huge accomplishment. I feel relief. So now I can think about other things, like reading, But yeah, with that, I think I need to take a shower and collect myself.